New Thought Media Network proudly presents Having Courageous Conversations, where real talk dives deep. Each week we go beyond surface talk. We open our hearts, speak our truths, and dive into the stories that shape us. No scripts, no filters, just powerful, unforgettable conversations about life, purpose, healing, and truth. Join the conversation, because your voice belongs here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out our YouTube channel at Having Courageous Conversations or email us at yourshowyourvoice@gmail.com. Now, let's have a courageous conversation.
The views and opinions of our guest and hosts do not necessarily reflect those of New Thought Media Network, or any organization we may be affiliated with. Here at New Thought Media Network, we welcome freedom of speech and courageous conversations. There are many topics that can be difficult to navigate. Challenging the status quo and engaging in lively debate is important to expanding our understanding of one another, and life in general. Creating a peaceful world doesn't happen because no one disagrees, it happens from a willingness to understanding one another. In our programming, we strive to expand consciousness and assist people in creating remarkable lives. Your comments are welcome at info@ntmedia.org.
Well, hello and welcome. We're so glad to have you with us today. Whether you're watching us live or you're joining us later and catching the replay, thank you for making the time to be here. This is Having Courageous Conversations, a heartfelt, spirit-led online series where we explore the transformative power of honest dialogue. We believe that when we speak from the heart and listen with compassion, we hold space for one another. We create possibilities for healing and growth and real connection, which allows us the opportunity to create positive change in the world, one conversation at a time. My name is Cheryl Rogers, and it is my absolute joy to be here with you today. And joining me is my wonderful co-host, Marc Dupuis. And together we're honored to guide these powerful conversations. I have to say, I am very, very excited about our guest today, who has kindly accepted the invitation to return. And Marc, I invite you to do the honors.
Thanks, Cheryl. It's my pleasure to reintroduce our guest, Severine. Severine discovered her mediumship at 15 when her late grandpa came to her to talk to her. She quickly connected with her spirit guides, calling them my angels. More recently, in a meditation, they revealed their collective name as Arkana. Is that correct, Severine? Arkana?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Meaning the collection of hidden, mysterious knowledge. Like a spiritual compass, her connection to spirits and guides has offered her wisdom about life and the afterlife while providing guidance and encouragement. With confidence, she accepted her calling to become a medium and a spiritual mentor a few years ago. So now Severine is going to talk to us about past lives and a life plan, the soul journey. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Mm-hmm. No, it's wonderful. Severine, welcome. We're glad to have you again, like Marc said. And so for this meeting, for those of you who don't know you, and for the topic, can you share a little bit about your own spiritual journey and how you came to explore past lives and soul plans?
Well, Marge already talked a little bit about my beginning with spirit and how when I was 15, my grandpa came to talk to me through automatic writing, actually. And eventually my guides, which I didn't know who they were, like I call them my angels because I didn't know they were like different types of entities over there. You know, I had a little bit of Catholic knowledge from my parents. Like we are not religious at all, but I had this, you know, common knowledge. And they came to me and they said, we're here to stay, and we're here to teach you. We're here to guide you. And I started to converse with them telepathically. So if I had told anybody I'm talking to people in my head, I don't know if I would be with you today, but I would be in a facility, I would say. So they started to talk to me. And at 15, you know, there's not much things you want to know about life except why are we here? And that was actually my first question to them. And they're like, oh, you're here to raise your vibration. And I had no idea what it meant. So I just gave up on the topic. But it stayed with me because I knew that it meant I had purpose here. I had a reason for being here. They also showed me helping people growing in their spirituality. So I know I would be somehow a mentor, and to them, I'm actually a mentor to people who want to learn to develop their mediumship. So eventually they became just a guide for my life. And like, I'm in a situation, I cannot make a decision, please help me. And they would push me gently toward one. There would be no mistake, no wrong answer, but they would look, when you think about this possibility, you feel more aligned. There is a flow of energy in you. When you think about the other possibility, it's like there's a refrain, there's something, there's a blockage. How it would help me make decisions. And then basically in my 20s, I was more interested in my life on earth. So I just kept talking to my guides. I had some spirit experience with people who knew I would talk to spirit or spirit coming to me without asking. But otherwise, I was mostly conversing with my guides, and they started to let me know more about everything, that why I was doing what I was doing, and this is how I really started building information. And eventually they also led me to listen to people on YouTube or read a book. They would send me, like one day on my phone I had what's the name, the Guardians of the Garden from it's a book from I will get the name later, but this book was on my audiobook list. So okay, I gotta read that. And I read that, and it opened my mind. It answered actually question that I was asking myself in my head. There is your answer. So I always trust that there is no coincidence. And this is how I get information. More recently, I have information through downloads. So I'm just like, I cannot sleep. I'm overtired, but I can't sleep. And suddenly there's like a wave of a lot of information, either that I need to know, that I need to share about myself. I saw the next phase of my life and where I need to go and what I need to prepare to go there. This is
wonderful. I love how much it sounds like you have such a trusting relationship with your guides.
I have to say it's going to be the basics of your relationship with your spirituality. Just trust, whether it's spirit, your guides, or just embracing your spirituality in a general way. Just trust whatever comes. Nobody's judging you in your head. But I realized the more I trust, the more things are more concrete, are repetitive, and are proven right. So this is the way I roll.
2 questions. Before, I know you're going to talk about afterlife and whatever, but not whatever, but
next time.
Whatever. So when you started to hear these voices, were you afraid at all? And then when you accepted and invited, do you ever go, hey, no, I don't want to hear that?
So first answer, so it was very progressive. So I started automatic writing. And I stopped because suddenly the words that were written were first shown to me in my head. So I didn't need to write anymore. I had all these like words written in my head. Suddenly these words became thoughts. It's not really, I don't really hear. I just hear someone else's thought. It's not a sound. And it was very, very progressive. So it never really scared me. And then there's do I push away? So yes, I have boundaries. I have a family, I have children, and I have a very concrete life to lead here. So I don't need distraction. Spirit hours welcome during my working hours, but outside of that, I say no. It's very important because otherwise you just drain your energy. And when you need actually this energy to connect, to share information and messages, you don't have that. So I'm very precautious with how I deal with my energy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that surprises me. That's cool. You set boundaries with your spirit guides. That's I didn't expect you to say that.
With spirit guide, I thought you were talking about spirits. So spirit guide is different. Spirit guide, they are very more they were more subtle. So they will mostly use when be there when you ask, like I'm in trouble, ask. So that's the way they work the best. But you can also follow their lead. Sometimes they will push you and you just accept, to go this way, like suddenly get up and go to the market.
Mm-hmm.
You know even why. But my guides, they are subtle. They will not barge in. They will just like provide guidance, like a very subtle way. Anytime, and they can do that. With my guides, I have no boundaries.
Great. Yeah. So what you're saying is the people who are coming through that have crossed over for you or for anybody else, that you have to set boundaries with them.
Yes.
Yeah. So for those, I mean, I think many have heard of past lives and soul journeys. How would you explain that to somebody who's heard of it but doesn't really know about the topic?
Well, what I can tell you is how I experienced the information I was shared. Okay, so I was shared, as I told you, I think in the previous podcast, that the first thing they told me, we need to raise our vibration, right? And eventually, I'm like, okay, so if we're here with a purpose, we need to raise whatever it means our vibration. So we come with a purpose, but we forget about it because nobody can tell you what's their purpose on life, right? If I'm correct. So we come here, we forget about it, but how can we be sure to meet our goals if we forget about the what we were supposed to do? So this is where the idea of guides and guardian angels come. And also, so when, let's say, we don't know the plan, so we never know until we go back on the other side if we have reached every goal. So what do we do if we haven't? Makes sense. We go back. We go back because we haven't met all the lessons, or we have met the one that we were supposed to do in this life. So now we go in another life to meet other goals that are always aligned with you raising your vibration. For me, the ultimate goal is to remember we are who we are, and we are a reflection of the source. So raising our vibration makes just sense when we think that the highest vibration is the vibration of the source, of the unconditional love.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. I have to be honest. There are times that I really wonder, even though I do believe in what you're saying, why I chose to be here.
You're not the first one, Nowadays, I'm like, I love my life, but if I see the light, I will not fool around. I'll be like jumping into that.
Yeah, and I say, hopefully I'm learning all the lessons in this life so I don't have to come back again.
But so you have a good point here. We come here because Earth is a very complicated school, It's a place where we come to learn a lot fast, because we learn here we learn from contrast. So we come to learn about unconditional love with lack of love, we self-confidence, and with lack of that, right? Every lesson that we come here to learn, by contrast. So this is why it feels very hard, but in the end it's worth it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know. We just don't know why we're here. We, like you said, we forget, but we've chosen. And I've also heard that there are spirits that don't choose to come down to earth, but they are in the spirit realm, and they admire the souls that have chosen to be here.
I agree with that. Definitely, there are places. I wouldn't say planets. I'm going to say places because it's more complicated than just planets. But there are places where you can reincarnate in a way and learn lessons, but in a softer way. And this is why we can. This is really. I think that Earth is very special in that matter. What I understood is that why we have no proof of aliens yet, because we're very outside of where the activity of the other planets and communities like in the space exist. But there's a purpose for that. I'm just being told that because I've never thought about that. I'm just being told, I'm sorry. And this isolation for us is important because we come here with specific goals for ourselves. Extra planetary communication would not allow you to introspect, to work on yourself. Other planets allow that because you may have to work on helping each other, to being empathic. On Earth we come more to learn about ourselves.
Right.
So if we want to talk about the reincarnation and the life plan, I'm going to let you know a little bit what the timeline is. I'm going to talk about timeline, even though there is no time on the other side. There is only evolution. We evolve or we stagnate. There is no, and we stagnate. I have to say, and we stagnate. But the timeline with the human vocabulary would be, okay, I have a plan for myself. I need to go from here to here. And for that, I'm going to learn XYZ lessons. But I already know this lesson because I live in a place where everything is made of unconditional love. But I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to experience that. I'm going to learn unconditional love. Maybe I'm going to choose parents that will abandon me, or experience at school where people are rejecting me. So, or romantic relationship where people are rejecting me. And I'm going to learn through this experience that it's okay to not be loved by others as long as I love myself. And when you reach this enlightenment, that is actually your day-to-day life on the other side, you have strengthened your soul with this information. It's not just given, it's not granted, it's something you've experienced. But you have a lot of lessons like that to learn. And we decide, who we're going to experience that with and how we're going to experience that. And throughout our life, we have milestones. And I believe that we have many exit on this life, okay? There is nobody. So let's say you said that at 40, you would have a spiritual awakening. And at 40, you're still dancing at 6 a.m. in the morning in bars. And I don't say it's nothing wrong. It's just because you were supposed to have a spiritual enlightenment and become Buddha. What do I know, And you're still having a very superficial life. There is nothing wrong with that. Just it was not your life, okay? So at that point, you may have something that triggers the spiritual enlightenment. It could be a near-death experience. And I'm pretty sure that most of the near-death experience are just, we warned you. Oh, now you're going to have to learn the hard way. Not the hard way, you're going to have to come back. We give you a class about that, and then you go back on Earth. But it can also be maybe the plan A and not the plan Z, of course. So, and sometimes we are so far, I've been told that, I'm going to tell you, Spirit, I've been told that they were so far from the lesson they were supposed to learn then they said, you know what, I'm going to take the next exit. And one way or another, accidental or not, they will exit this life saying, there's no point I stay here. I will never be able to become what I was supposed to become or experience the lessons I was supposed to experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's life. We have our little challenges and with success and failure, and this is okay. And at the end of the life, one way or another, we end this life and we go back on the other side with all this experience. Like, I know Earth is so like hard. Then now I know what it is to be loved unconditionally all the time, because I don't have that over there. So we come back with this emotional experience, which be collected. We all collect this information from one another. Mm-hmm. Before I go back for the next life, so we say we forget about it. So we forget about our life. So we have a group of people that still know our plan, and that's why they are here with us all the time. Guardian angel and guides. They all have a different role. For what I understand, your guardian angel is here to make sure that you go through all the milestones you were supposed to go with no issue. So if you're about to have an accident you are not supposed to have, they will take you. They will help you. They will make you not. They're going to make you miss the bus and the plane is going to crash. Okay, things like that. Mm-hmm. It's more they intervene really for the continuation of your survival on Earth. Mm-hmm. The guides are more like the name says. They're guides. They all have a specialty. Let's say you're supposed to be a baker in this life, because through bakery or through people you meet at the bakery, you're going to have experiences. Well, he was a baker in past life, and he's going to stay with you to trigger the curiosity about baking. Mm-hmm. And if you're supposed to be a mafia godfather, then they will help you to do that too. Mm-hmm. It's hard to understand, but yes, this is how it's built together. But maybe as a mafia, it's even godfather. It's even harder to turn to the light, right? Mm-hmm. So people who actually have this type of plans are putting a real challenge on their shoulders. Mm-hmm. So this team is here to help us, provide us with competency. So the guides are just here for competence, or it can be emotional competence. I have to be have a good and I have to be empathic. So you're going to have someone who were very empathic, and I'm pretty sure one of my guides was in the past either a druid or a priestess, something that is linked with my my mediumship today. Mm-hmm. So all together we plan this life. Mm-hmm. All together we live this life, and we all live together on the other side. And this is where we have a life review, and there is absolutely no judgment, but you may judge yourself, like, because you're going to be like seeing life through everybody else's eyes. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see when you hurt someone, and voluntarily or not, and how next time you wish you did not do that, because this other person is also you. So you hurt yourself, and the point is to always love. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see life like that, and that's why I don't believe there is no hell, there is no purgatory, unless you believe so. If you believe so, you're going to have a temporary visit into hell and the purgatory, because afterlife is made of beliefs until you really reach enlightenment and you go through the tunnel. Yeah, that's what I've been told. I don't want to hurt anybody, but that's the vision of that I was shown. So the only hell on the other side is when you do your life review, and you have to see that you hurted yourself through hurting other people, even like animals. Mm-hmm. So this is how you feel their pain, you feel their suffering when they suffer because of it. But beside that, you're done with that life. But at the life review, you're gonna say, okay, I wanted to be. I wanted to teach unconditional love. So I was there to be a good father. Let's say I was supposed to teach, but then at some point depression took over, and I let it. It was a challenge. I let it took away that mission away from me. Okay, so now in next life, I'm going to make sure that I teach unconditional love, but I'm going to share I'm going to live through different conditions, situations, so that I'm sure that depression doesn't stop me from doing that. So this is basically what we say. We say, okay, when I'm ready, because it's a tough place over there. So they just stay over there, maybe help others who are reincarnated and help them with being their guide. Your family and loved ones are temporary guides for you. They are the temporary and the permanent guides. But in the temporary guides, you may have your family coming here and there. You can do that. You can just work on yourself, or you can just enjoy until you feel ready. You can spend 1 year in first grade, but after 10 years in first grade, you're going to be like, I need to evolve. I need to go to second grade. Everybody would understand that. Even though first grade is fun, eventually there's this desire to evolve. And this is like, okay, I'm ready for another life. So last life, I succeeded here. I want to strengthen that value, okay, in me. But I failed in that, so I want also to work on that. Or maybe I want to work on a different value now. And slowly but surely, you prepare your next life, who you're going to be, the gender, the people you're going to be with, what you're going to go through. It's very hard to say, but yes, your partner was part of the plan, and you may have partner A, B, C, D. You may have prepared for many partners going to the same goal. They would have taught you the same lessons, but you may have different choices. But it's also very hard because you also chose the people that hurt you. And those people are actually souls that understand that at the end of their life, it's very hard for them to raise their vibration. So usually some souls that are very wise and very good actually accept to hurt the most. And knowing they won't evolve, they may actually drop their energy on the way. So it's very hard to say, I know. And but I've been told many times. That it was part of the plan. That they abandoned their children, but in this soul is going to have to see all the pain that they put on others. Okay. But there's that. So you decide, okay, I'm going to go in another life, and you know what? There is no time on the other side. So I'm pretty sure you can live. Your next life can be in middle age, because it can be Romanian. According to what you will pick the place and time that is best for you to address the lessons you have to teach and the lesson you have to learn. So
we are soon going. We're halfway.
Oh my goodness.
And before we go, I just want to come back to two questions. Of course, Mark has questions. One is, you said you have children. Yes. And how do you teach them? How do they receive your knowledge? And like, are they on the same page as you? And the other one is, you said if you saw the light right now, you would go to the light. Do you know how you would want to come back, or do you think you are complete?
Oh my God.
Now we're going to go commercial time.
That's okay.
Yes, so this is just a wonderful, I think that we need to hold that thought and come back because we are having such a wonderful conversation today. So don't go away. We'll see you in shortly. Stay where you are.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hepperlin Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Spiritual Center, Kitchener, Om Center for Spiritual Living, La Mesa, Satya Center, Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and Center for Spiritual Living, Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for making New Thought Media Network a place to be. Please come be you. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Welcome back.
Hello, ladies.
So, Mark, you had that question. Do you want to repeat it? And then Severine can go into answering.
So, Severine, do you need me to ask the questions again? Or do you...
I'm gonna sum them up. So the first question was how my children react to my type of teaching them and parenting, maybe. And the second one, do I know what I want to be after this life? Something like that. So the first one, well, I guess if you ask my children, they will tell you I'm pretty average. They don't like the way I do it better than another one. I also am very human, and especially in my parenting with my faults and my challenges. But I always try to use what I know and teach them by being me, reacting the way I wish they react, or telling them, like one of my kids always is very reactive to her sibling, and she was like, oh, they would tell me that, they would show me that, they did that to me. And I say, why do you decide to react like that? Because your emotions are very important. You don't have so many a day. Choose the highest vibration. And she's like, I just want you to finish them. She was like, you don't care. So basically, it doesn't work at their stage. But I teach by being me in the way. This is how you teach others, by being human and authentic to you. Mm-hmm. Trying to, if you want them to be loving, be loving. Otherwise, if I know what I want to do in this another life, so wow, no, not at all. What I really want to is make sure that I reach as many goals as I can in this life. I know, because when you think, but we have many lives, we don't care one life or another. No, every life counts a lot. You're here on purpose, and I want to be very respectful of that chance for me to be incarnated in this life, to prove or to reach higher levels. Mm-hmm. And I think that the question is also too complicated because I don't even know the whole plan. I know the basic plan for me today, and I don't even know the whole plan in this life, but the whole plan after the life, and what are we all meant to be and to do is way too complicated for me.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to ask you a question which I know is very sensitive to many people. People who
I love
choose
those.
to take their own lives. Is that a proper exit plan, or is that something different?
So there is no good or bad decision, okay? It's an experience you come back with.
Mm-hmm.
I believe strongly that it has been planned, and I believe strongly it was not plan A, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What I know, and I'm very sure about that, is that often when we sleep, our consciousness leaves our body and we meet with our guides.
Mm-hmm.
As a council. You may hear about the spirit council, and we get, okay, I've reached this level of enlightenment. I've done this. I'm there. What's my next move? And I believe that maybe these people are like, look, the body is damaged. There's a lot too much darkness. I wouldn't say darkness. Darkness is not about choice either. It's just a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
But this person was supposed to reach enlightenment, and but not maybe on it. So there's that. There's also, okay, I took a lot on my shoulders for this life. And right now my body is tired of all the challenges I have to go through. Can I quit now? And it's totally a good answer. Okay. I have to say, with the experience I have with people who took their own life, it's usually because they miss the feeling of home, of like this high vibrational love, and they live in such pain, physical, mental, emotional pain, that the contrast becomes too intense. And they say, okay, I'd rather come back, and that's okay. That's on a spiritual level, there is no wrong decision, and I know it.
Yeah.
What I want to say when I say that is that nobody else should feel bad about what happened, what someone made a decision. Nobody else should say, I should have seen it, and or someone warned me, or what if I had been more present. It's a discussion that has been planned ahead. He's been discussed regularly on a soul level, and everything that happens eventually is for the greater good of the soul. Okay, of this soul.
I don't know if I'm going to use the right language, but have you had, when you're having a psychic reading, have you had a conversation with someone who has taken their life?
Many. So it's a mediumship reading. When you talk to
thank you.
Psychic, I would read your energy on Earth.
Okay.
And the mediumship reading, I would read with deceased people, and many, because people who want to see a medium, it's not because their great grandma fell asleep and never woke up. There's a trauma, there's unanswered questions, there is a need to know they're okay. And unfortunately, this type of departure caused all this emotion and thoughts. So I have a lot, and I'm going to tell you, all of them are doing great. All of them are doing great, and they're just like that. They tell me honestly, they said, what saddened me is that I am in a better place, and they are in the worst place than before. It's a consequence of my decision to leave. They put them in a different place, and this is what saddened me, because I didn't want my decision to impact them so much. Also, I'm being told that I forget to tell you. Also, grief is one of the lesson we could learn. So this person may have already said, "Oh, this exit was plan A from the beginning, because I was here to teach you grief," which I would not say to my client. Honestly, I would say something that wouldn't make them understand the situation, but not so directly. But so sometimes it's also because you have to go through your own thoughts and emotion and belief to to be enlightened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was going to be one of my questions. Is it possible that that was also a plan for people left behind to have certain experiences, which you're saying, yes, it could be, but not necessarily.
So some souls come with a very short life plan.
Mm-hmm.
And their life plan may be just, I need to teach you grief. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you think about stillbirth or things like that, I'm sorry to address this topic, it's always hard, but they didn't want to come back and have a whole life. They said, I'm going to test it out just now to remember how it feels, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to also use that opportunity to teach you a lesson if I cannot learn any.
Right.
And, okay, I'm here to learn grief. I was looking for an opportunity, or you're going to lose your first child. And it's so hard to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
A lot of young souls told me that I'm going to tell you the truth. They're asking me.
Mm-hmm.
So, by example, I'm going to give you an example. Stillbirth or an infant that dies too young, right? Anyways, they tell me I was here to teach them, by example, death, grief, but also at that point before my birth, they were focused on their material life, which is not bad. It was just not aligned with the plan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Were focused on, like, daddy was all about his career and his marriage was falling apart. I am inventing a story right there.
Yeah.
My departure made them both open their eyes about how what we have is very fragile and we need to cherish it. And suddenly daddy turned into a better father for the rest of the children coming. So I was here to help daddy change to so maybe this miscarriage was not plan A, it was maybe plan D, but daddy was getting further away from his plan, so we intervened a little bit so that he can be a better father for the others.
Yeah, it's very complicated because I think, and where I come from saying complicated, these things we're supposed to live in the moment. So just like you said, you don't know even what your plan is in the future. You only know what it is now. I believe is because, we have free will, we have choice, and so we experience things accordingly. So you can't really forecast what that plan is because it depends on the decisions you make in the now, I think.
Exactly. So I want to tell you about that. I'm going to bounce on what you just said. It's very interesting. So I was trying to summarize a little bit easily my thought, but if we go in details, there is only the now, there is no past and there is future. Like, you're making your life on a one moment at a time basis. Okay? And you have the opportunity to be everything on a higher, you can raise as high as you want, you can go as low as you want, and pick your next day accordingly. So I'm going to give you an extra example. Let's say I have a bad chance with my romantic partners, but you can decide to live this experience over and over again until your soul learns, I don't need them to prove myself I'm lovable. So you may choose to go again into the same type of person. Your energy would just go into the same type of it. But if you open your eyes and you decide, hey, I don't need them in my life, I know what I'm worth, your energy would naturally raise higher and vibrate with other possible futures of yours. This is how it works. You would naturally be more open to people that are different, that are raising at the same vibrational level as yours now that you have opened your eyes. So you may meet different people just because you see them now, because they raise at a different vibrational. What they say resonates in you, what it didn't before because you weren't. So the free will is only that. Is that what do I decide to do with my thoughts and emotions?
Mm-hmm.
You see, and this is how you create your, you can say, oh no, I will never succeed, I can't, I was not raised this way. Then you're going to experience that over and over again until your soul has done, okay, I'm stronger, or I'm very creative, whatever the lesson you're supposed to do. And then at that point, when you say, I am a strong person, then you align with the future of a strong person.
Right. Yeah. And I like the way you said that, because that exactly explains, I think, Unity's third principle, that our thoughts create, right?
Yes.
So it's in total alignment with that. So
your thoughts will create your emotions, and your emotion is what
creates the experience.
Create the experience. So either if you're not aligned with, if your thoughts are not in the moment, you will resonate with something in the past and ruminate thoughts, and they will make you feel bad. If you're too anxious, they will make you feel, oh, what will happen? So you're going to be stuck in a thought of the future. But as long as you live in the moment and you're aligned, you feel good, everything will be okay.
And you keep choosing the best thought, or you keep bringing forward a memory of happiness, so you can feel the emotion of it, because that's what creates it. Not the thought, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, but the feeling of it that
you know, when you pick the silver lining, to see the silver lining, you don't say it didn't happen, or I was not impacted by what happened. You said, okay, what was my lesson here? That I shouldn't be with this type of people. Okay, let's look, and what type of people do I want to be with, and raise and align to this type of people. You understand?
So who do I want to be?
Who I want to be. You don't ignore your thoughts. You just say, okay, what are they here to teach me? And I don't want that anymore.
Beautiful. I know Mark's got some questions, so I'm going to give her a chance.
I do not. My head is all over the place.
Oh, really?
I was thinking of this Sunday talk and the lesson that she said, if my interpretation, if my mind goes to a worry mode or whatever, if I do a squirrel moment intentionally and think flower, just one thing off to the side, flower, it takes me out of that ruminating that you were talking about. And so I think differently than you, but similar.
Yeah, as long as it takes you to the same place, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
My vocabulary is different.
Yeah. So
and it doesn't have to be the same. Like we all enrich the unity, the universe with our own singular perspective. So it's very important to be authentic with yourself.
Absolutely. And that's all part of the big wider picture, the big experience of each other and ourselves, right? It's all part of that. So it's perfect just the way it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. If you think about it, often when we are anxious, we are sad, we are depressed, when you think about it, everything is okay. When things are not okay, then it's the real emotion that comes, we need to help someone, we need to get out of here, but most of the time when you think you're stressed, depressed, or people don't love me, you think about it, I have a lot of people who love me. I have a roof, and I don't have Dior shoes, but I have shoes and I'm fine, everything is okay in the present moment. Everything is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you've sort of said there's no right and wrong. One of the things that my father used to say, because he was depressed for many, many years, and he said that the only reason he didn't take his life was that he believed that it would be harder the next time. Is that true?
So it may be true. It may be like, okay, I want to, some souls have told me in this life, I wanted to catch up on a couple life. So that's why I took a lot of my shoulders and I decided to go all in, It doesn't have to be. I don't think it has to be harder, but
it can be.
It could be. It could be.
Okay.
Your father is a funny man.
he's a funny man.
Yes, to say that out loud.
Yeah, no, he used to say that, and it's interesting. It's it's just interesting. That's what kept him alive, right? That thought.
Whatever works. If you listen to what I say at the first level, you would say, oh, well, life is not so important. We live beyond. We are greater than that on the other life. But I really want to say that it's not an excuse to pick an exit, the shorter exit. It's really this life where you chose to reincarnate and you've come that far.
Yeah.
Stick with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those, sorry, I'm going to just go to one more place. How does it help us in this life to know about past lives?
Good question. What I believe is that there's two things here. There's the understanding that then it means we had past lives and that we have future life, okay? The reincarnation process. And knowing that we have past life where we made it, where we did it, and we're just here to repeat the same action, that it gives you some understanding that I've done it before, I can do it again, or in harder conditions, I do it again. It's very very interesting also if you have past life regression, hypnosis. Have you done that, ladies? It's very interesting. If you have that, and then you're like, oh, okay, I was a pirate. I'm inventing here, right? I was a pirate, and I was fierce, and I was blah, 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 blah. You may understand, oh, that's why I'm so attracted to water. Or that's why I've always been the rough one in my family. I will be the wild one, because it makes you understand more about yourself, because most likely you will come back with this type of qualities if you like them in a previous life.
Okay.
For the future life, then it's just like your father said, well, maybe if I miss now, I have another chance to on another life, and I'll know now,
Yeah. So talking about that past life regression, because I had one once, but then I was like, how do I know that's not my imagination, that was real?
So there's the intensity, I would say, of the experience. So I'm going to tell for people who don't know what it is. So basically, you're in an hypnosis, meditative state, let's say, and you are taken back into a place in the past, okay? And technically, you are visiting this past life. We are intentionally going to that place, to a past life that would answer the question you have in this life, the questions actually you have in this life. So you just end up in a place, and you go there and you have answered, am I going to have children? And let's say you have children. Okay, I'm going to have children. Or am I going to live long? And you die when you're 100. Okay, I'm going to live a long life. I'm just inventing. So regarding your question, that would take me another hour, but basically just trust that whatever happened was for you to know and to learn information you need now. You should have, like, when you are in this hypnosis, like, know that you're more of a visitor than an actor in this. You should have the feeling that you're just watching things happening in your eyes. It's hypnosis is not meditation. Like, you are under a more sedated state, okay? And also
you become the observer, is what you're saying.
You become observer, exactly. You're observer of what's happening versus you're not reacting in any way. And also in life, I would tell you, just believe, stop thinking it's a coincidence, it's my mind talking, because then nothing happens. Then there is never any synchronicity. There is never any.
Right.
It's all about no. I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of signs in believing that this is odd and this is not just a coincidence.
Okay, great. Thank you. Wow. Mark, do you have any last questions before we wrap up?
We've got like 4 minutes. Can you believe that? The question that I had was for Severine is, what's your biggest life lesson that at this particular life?
It's self-love. And I've been through experiences that taught me that, yes, I am the source of the love for myself, but I'm also using this source for others. It's like this infinite cycle of love coming from within. And it's very hard when you start, because usually you're going to have experiences where you're shown that you're not loved, or you believe you're not loved, or you're not good enough. So through those experiences, I had to do an introspection and say, okay, where do I go? Do I keep on doing this and thinking that I'm not worthy or I'm not enough? Or do I look inside of me and say, yeah, you're a good girl. You're a good girl, and you're lovable and you're loving. And this is all. So my biggest lesson so far has been self-love. And I think that it's a lesson we all come here to learn.
Yes, I agree. I think so. And I think that's also part of, again, what Unity is saying, is teaching, right? Discover the truth, the principles, use them, and live them. The truth is as you know it. And so I think that's great. So Mark, what about you? Do you have any thoughts you want to leave people with? No.
My mind is too full.
Well, what I would like to say is I really appreciated the reminder that really what life is here in this lifetime is about contrast. And that contrast is how we learn the opposite of what we are experiencing in the moment. Because if we don't experience that, we cannot experience the other.
We cannot truly know the opposite. Okay, you come to experience. And actually, when you see someone or situations where it's the opposite of what you think, it's an opportunity to say, hey, they're trying to teach me something here. Like it's the opposite of, I know I'm lovable. Why do they send me people that don't love me? I'm going to push them back because I know that I'm lovable. So also when you see in life things that are opposite to what you should be thinking, because sometimes you agree with the people that teach you a life lesson, but you should be like, no, I know who I am and what I'm worth.
Yeah, what a wonderful statement to end on. I know who I am, I know what I'm worth, and I love myself because I'm lovable. So thank you so much.
I said it all now. You get it all.
Thank you, Severine. It's been such a joy, such an honor once again. And I feel like this may not be the last time. So really grateful to have you on the show. Thank you for saying yes once again. Thank you to everybody who has joined and to who may watch later, because I think today was a really, in some places, a very courageous conversation. And I think for me, I believe that these conversations are necessary. So thank you.
Eye-opening.
Yes. Yes. So bye for now and see you another time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you once again.